is silly. Woo!
I'm sure there's massive copyright fraud right here.
I wonder what our fans in Finland think about this.
Nothing at all.
Live from the frayed collar of an out-of-work Monday morning quarterback, it's the first day of spring edition of Business Pants. Woohoo!
Oh, that's right. It is the first day of spring.
Thank you, Emma. Joined as always by engrossing Emma Lurking and meritorious Matt Mascardi. I'm a number 3 pencil.
Wow. They make those?
In today's reversible bag called March 21st, 2022, Damien does Disney. Matt does Boeing.
Don't.
Emma does Lurking.
True.
And a March Sadness update. Come on, let's get to it, Emma.
Let's with that. Let's get some music going. I'm excited. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little annoyed. I did pull a story over the weekend that there was a sting operation.
Oh wait, I'm covering this. I'm covering this, Matt.
Oh, then all right, then do it.
You want to
do it?
No.
I'm really annoyed about it too. Get to it.
I'll get to that later. That's a tease. The tease is that we're doing a sting operation that netted 4 Disney employees. But there's a crossover to our March Sadness tournament. But we'll get to that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm annoyed or pleased. I think what it means, Matt, is that the law enforcement listens to our show. Is what I think.
I mean, obviously, because we've been doing this for years. Anyway, get to it. Let's do it. Let's go. The update.
All right, quickly in our world. I don't know what that means. Let's try to update our March Sadness tournament. All the games are completed over the weekend for the first round. I'm going to try to quickly buzz through this. First of all of the number 1 and number 2 seeds advance. All of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like masterful seeding.
Honestly, our seeding is masterful because there really weren't a ton of upsets. The only 2 big upsets were Nike over Berkshire, which really, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't really surprise me.
Was that an upset?
Yeah.
Well, Nike was 6, Berkshire was 3.
Right.
And Activision Blizzard got by McDonald's. That's a big game. That was
I
exciting.
knew that was happening. That's in my bracket, baby. That was in my bracket.
Okay. Just a few highlights. Tesla, a number 1 seed, got by in overtime, beating City in overtime. It needed to go to overtime by dominating City in that overtime period in the sucking category. Spotify won at the buzzer over Ford. This is a very close game. Spotify won 4-3 in greenwashing, 23-20 in sucking, and barely in the stock price. So they won at the buzzer there, Spotify over Ford. And other than that, Matt, Meta and Disney are absolutely dominating. Disney, a complete shutout in the greenwash and sucking category, and a really iffy stock price. We're going to have more news about Disney coming up, but Disney and Meta looking really strong.
I'm a little nervous because you Rubes all chose Disney as your champ, and they are playing like champs right now. No joke.
I'm going to let Matt get to the bracket busters in a second. I wanted to just give a few tidbits. First of all, the greenwashers. So what I did is I went to every team's news page. Every corporation has a news page, a newsroom, and they all look identical. They're all ripping off each other. The 2 biggest greenwashers. Anyone want to guess what the two biggest greenwashers are?
I would have guessed Starbucks and maybe Disney right now. Right? Maybe.
Emma.
Ooh, I was gonna maybe Amazon. I was gonna say probably Disney.
That would be right. Amazon, by far the biggest greenwasher, 13 news stories. Yeah, in a week, in a 7-day period, 13 greenwashy stories. Netflix number 2 with 10. Although Netflix, it's a little unfair because Netflix just promotes everything. They just want you sucked into their drug den. So they'll just they have articles about everything. They don't want you to go anywhere. That's the point at Netflix. The 0 greenwashers are not too surprising. Companies like BlackRock, JP Morgan, Berkshire. Doesn't surprise
BlackRock's
me.
a little surprising, but they're just not they're not perpetual
quiet.
greenwashers.
They're a
right?
quiet company.
They're subtle greenwashers.
Here's the best greenwashers.
Berkshire. Actually, I
Yeah.
think if Berkshire had issued any greenwashing statements, we should have just
Should be an
given them
automatic
an win.
Yeah.
that's,
I
that's
agree
an
with you.
overrule.
Because for our listeners, go to the Berkshire Hathaway's corporate web pages. It's funny. It's funny to look at. It's a complete outlier. I kind of love them for it, honestly. It looks like 1972 crapped onto a computer. That's
It's
what
really,
it looks
it is a GeoCities page. I'm pretty
like.
sure it is.
Not even.
That was a little advanced.
The best greenwashing story of the week, planted to make it to make the world feel good, despite their company maybe sucking, was McDonald's.
Really?
Ready for this headline? This is the kind of crap they're putting out at McDonald's in the newsroom. This is the kind of stuff they're trying to get people excited and happy and forget about the world. Here it is. This is true. This is an actual story they put out. McDonald's USA surprises fans with unexpected Szechuan sauce drop.
Wait.
That's
how
in
is
the
that a
newsroom at
greenwash?
McDonald's.
How is that
What?
a greenwash? How is the
Well,
Szechuan
yeah, what?
sauce drop a greenwash?
Because it's just like diversion. It's corporate diversion. It's a
So
it's a look over here.
So the rules of this game are confusing because a greenwash
Yeah.
to me is when you say something about like your sustainability bona fides and then don't actually do the thing or present no evidence of it. You're suggesting that
Yes.
literally anything they say to take attention
Any
away from how
nonsense.
much they
Any
suck.
nonsense. I
So
mean,
it's
can you
like
imagine? Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Can you imagine
I
this is
got
what
it.
people need to know when you're looking for the corporate news of a company and you're thinking about investing or maybe you do come at it with an ESG angle and you're just interested in what the company's up to. And this is what they tell you. I mean,
I was about to say,
it's a game. There's a game going on here.
it's like, how can we divert the public? Some Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How about the story? How about the story we pulled last week that despite promising to pull out of Russia, many of McDonald's are still operating? How about that story?
I'm surprised. Do you think the big guns then at McDonald's, the big guns of distraction, are when they drop those ribs? Like
Yeah,
that must the
McRib, of course.
McRib sandwich must be like when they're
never
really
actually had
backed
the
into a
McRib.
corner.
Yeah, that's probably
Probably
true.
right.
I've never had the McRib wash. Yeah, it looks disgusting, so I give them credit for
I'm
that.
never gonna eat that ever.
The median greenwash story last week was this, and I do mean this. The median story went a little bit like this. Like this, I have two examples. One from Meta, how women today are shaping the future of the metaverse.
Nicely
That's beautifully
That is
greenwashy there.
That's pure greenwash. Well
Yeah.
done, Meta.
And then this one from Nike.
Mm.
The Nike athlete think tank invests in the future of women's sport. Another
Yeah.
bullshit
Nicely,
statement there. Yeah.
nicely done. Neither of them mention either discrimination or groping. It's really well played.
Right. The best greenwashing battle in round one was Netflix versus Starbucks. Netflix took it 10-7. Let's move on to the suck category, where we did a Google Trends search worldwide to see which companies people hate the most. Basically, who is searching for terms. This company sucks. Is that it, Matt? You explain it. I don't know what I'm
that's
talking
it.
about.
I mean,
That's
like
it.
Google
Okay.
Trends is easy, right? Like people are searching for stuff all
I
day
love it.
long, all the time.
Yeah.
How many times do they search for company and the word sucks?
Such a weird concept, but I've done it before. I've actually typed that into the search bar before.
I know, so have I.
Okay. Who wants to? I'll just tell you. The suckiest two companies were actually Google. Hands out. I applaud Google for
Nicely done.
for not playing the propaganda game. Google's no Russia or Donald Trump. They're admitting that a lot of people think they suck. So Google actually took it with a 44 in that category.
We'll pretend
Although-
those numbers have meaning.
Yeah. Facebook close second at 42, but when you really look at Facebook closely, Facebook had 42, but Meta had 10, Zuckerberg had 5, and Instagram had 20. So I think
It's
that
just
the world
mostly
of
Instagram. Yeah.
the world of Facebook is really just sucking overall. Zero suck. Again, the blue chips here: Berkshire, J.P. Morgan, Citi, BlackRock. I don't think anybody cares. Is the point about those
Seriously,
companies.
no,
That's-
everyone's
for
just. Do you
That's
think they shrug
depressing.
their shoulders? Is it presupposed that they suck?
Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
I wish that more
You
people
should
would
just
Google.
like get a bot to keep typing that in.
Yeah, I was about
Maybe
to
we
say
can
this
juke
is the
stats
one
here.
area of this game where you could cheat. You could rig it for yourself. If you just Google meta stuff
Yeah,
sucks, it'd be perfect.
that does sound
Over
perfect.
and over
I
again.
love that idea.
I think
love that
I think
afternoon.
we need an intern.
Yeah, bottled rosé. Best suck battle. Spotify took down Ford 23-20. This
tight.
is a surprising battle there. And Twitter outlasted Amazon 38-21. The biggest suck blowout by far.
Yeah.
Google destroyed JP Morgan 44-0.
I'm a little annoyed that Twitter didn't. Twitter's last year's champion out in the first round. Out.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Amazon was very greenwashy, and its Twitter's stock price outperformed Amazon.
Disappointing.
Let's get the stock prices. Then I'll hand it over to Matt for his bracket busters. I don't know if you guys realize this, but last week was a incredible. It was a bull market. The stock market was zooming last week.
Yeah, it was
Inverse to my depression of the state of the world was the stock market's like rise to the clouds here. Everybody was up except for one company. Anyone want to guess? Only one company in our 32 team bracket was down.
Oh God.
And I'll give you a hint. It's one of the reasons why it led to an upset. Which
it's got to be an upset then. I would guess actually Uber was down, and the upset was that they lost.
I don't know. Uber was not down. Actually, Uber was up. Nope, it's Matt's favorite company, home of Bobby Kotick, Activision Blizzard.
Did you call him Boba?
I'm looking at my daughter outside, and she loves boba tea to a degree that I don't understand. In fact, I've never seen so many young women buy a product like boba tea. I don't quite understand it. It's
delicious.
It's crazy though.
It is.
So what was I saying? Activision Blizzard, the only company that went down in the stock market, which is good for this game, of course. This is March Sadness. The biggest risers, all in our metaverse category: Shopify, Block, Roblox. Yeah. Anyway, that's my report from March Sadness tournament.
I like that. At least that is directly correlated to my feelings about the universe. A quick bracket buster update.
Wait, before you get the update,
yeah.
Can I hear the jingle?
Oh yeah, there it is.
Come on, bracket busters. Come on.
Here it is. 73% of brackets had Spotify, Starbucks, and Uber coming out of round one.
Okay.
All lost.
Wow.
All of them lost. All of them out of round one. Snapchat actually broke 18% of brackets. They lost in round one, but were picked as champs in 1 in 5 brackets. Snapchat busting champs. A bunch of people had them. Nike was the most chosen upset. 91% picked them to win, and they did, if we consider Nike an upset, as 6/3. And Netflix was the least chosen upset. Only 27% of people had Netflix winning in round one, and they won. So that's some quick bracket busting. I will say this. My bracket in excellent health. I missed a couple, but nothing that mattered. I'm still fully intact for Final Four championship round. I'm excited.
I don't usually get to do this. I don't usually get to correct Matt Moscardi live on air. So I don't know if I'm excited or disappointed. But I have to correct you, Matt. Spotify won its opening round game.
No, I said Snapchat, not Spotify.
So, okay, in the okay, you have Spotify in the show notes. Got it. So it's Snapchat.
The wrong one. Yeah,
Snapchat. Got it.
Yeah.
So, thank you. So, Friday we will get a little bit more into this. We'll talk to Ari and Emma about their feelings on all this, and the games will be going on live again during our Friday show. So we'll catch up on our March Sadness tournament. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out of here. Let's do the news.
Let's get out of here.
And then let's go home. Come on, Matt. What's going on?
Give me some ramped up news music.
Whoa. Oh, I like that tease of a.
That was whooshy bell.
I like that whoosh though. Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that over the music to start us. All right. Here's the first story. the sad story. We'll start
Sad
with sad.
story.
Boeing,
Why?
who is not a part of March Sadness this year, is still making the case that they should have been. A Boeing 737-800 series plane crashed in China yesterday with 132 passengers on board. There is no word about survivors, although it looks really grim. The plane was not the MAX 8 that crashed 2 years ago. This plane that crashed actually has a long track record of safety globally. So there's no word if it was a problem with the plane itself or the chances that it's a Boeing problem per se. But here is our business pants governance undergarment of the day. You ready for this?
Always.
What?
When your board and CEO are closer than your boxers are to your genitals, no one believes it wasn't you. It wasn't your fault.
It's pretty close.
Are you with me? Are you with me? They're really close.
Pretty close.
They're really tight. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a quick walk down Crony Lane, just so we refresh memories. Ken Duberstein, ex-Reagan
Rest in peace.
administration.
Rest in
Rest
peace.
in peace. Just died. Ex-Reagan administration chief of staff, goes to start his own lobbying firm, sits on the board of Boeing for 20 years, most of which he's the head of the nominating committee. Duberstein uses his lobbyist client Rolodex to cycle board members through Boeing over and over and over again, including direct connections to current CEO Dave Calhoun. This same incestuous board who greenlit the MAX 8 that got the planes that crashed, got the Boeing grounded globally, the same incestuous board pushed out the CEO for crashing the planes and elected fellow board member Dave Calhoun to be their new CEO. Dave's election is pure magic since two other Boeing board members sit on other boards with Dave Calhoun. This is deep incest. I mean, deep state Boeing, okay?
Yeah.
And
A
even
shocking,
when shareholders...
and really, and I will say, like, despite the fact that there are two plane crashes and the company clearly needed to move in a different direction, all the more shocking, right?
All the more shocking, even as shareholders are putting pressure on Boeing to change up its board, the fresh blood they bring in were actually all members of the Business Roundtable directly connected to Boeing board members. There is no independence. How can you have independence when, like, the people you bring to your board their phone numbers are in your iPhone from the last museum gala you went to together? Like, that's not independence. Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not.
here is my best guess reenactment of Boeing's emergency board meeting this morning when they hear the news, the tragic news of a plane crash in China.
Okay, so this isn't the actual board meeting. This is your guess of that board meeting?
This is my guess. I don't know what happened in the actual board meeting. This is my guess. Starts off with Dave, who's the CEO, sitting down. Guys, we have a problem. It probably wasn't a plane crashed. Long-standing token black guy Ronald Williams stands up and says, "Do we know where?" And Dave says, "It happened in China." Dave's bro and lead independent director Larry Kellner stands up. "Wait, was it our fault? Can we at least say that this one wasn't our fault?" This is when the new board members start shifting in their seats. New board member
like,
David Joyce.
Agree to this company.
He worked at GE where Calhoun worked for a while. He's shifting around uncomfortably, and he kind of pipes up, "Hey, everyone. I mean, you can't really pin this on me, guys. I just got here. Like, it's more on you guys, isn't it?"
Quite the narcissist there, yeah.
And Akil Jory, also relatively new, who worked with Calhoun's best friend at UTC. "Yeah, me neither. I don't even know how to work a plane.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Rest
Come
my
on.
case.
It can't be my fault, right?" And that's when fellow Business Roundtable bro Steve Mollenkopf says, hey, I just got here too, but we can't be finger pointing in this room. How's that going to look?" Has a long pause and then says, "I mean, it's really the people we replaced. It's probably their fault, right? They're the ones who were to blame." And that's when Dave says, "Hey, let's keep our fingers crossed. It just wasn't us. I don't know how planes work. I just wish everyone would stop blaming us for our products falling out of the sky." end board meeting.
I like how when
And
you imagine.
scene.
I like when you imagine board meetings that you also imagine like long pauses in the board meetings.
That's
I
how I
like that
imagine
part.
it. I imagine like everyone's sitting in dead silence. There's
I
no
mean,
word yet what caused the crash, but Boeing stock is down 7%, and you have to guess that the board was not
well,
thrilled that this happened.
remind me of the history of this. What did they rename? So they renamed the planes that previously crashed, right? To try
Yes.
to obfuscate. What was the naming? Remember the original and the current?
So I believe it was called the Max 8,
Okay.
and I believe they renamed it to just they got rid of the Max.
Okay. Okay. So let me Boeing
Just
board. I
8?
know you're listening. Sure.
It's
Here's your problem with Boeing. Here's how stupid you actually are. Okay? Cuz I know you're wondering. You have a little bit of self-doubt. But you know, tinkering with your names and trying to like hide which plane crashed and all, can I just tell you what the only thing we care about, the only thing we actually care about is the name Boeing.
Yes.
Because I
Unfortunately
don't
for
care.
you.
737, 747, Max, A8, Max, like Air Ranger, Troy Aikman. I don't care what it's called. I, I'm just looking for Boeing, and you can't. I guess you could change your company name. I mean, other companies have done that. Mark Zuckerberg just did that. So maybe look into that because
Yeah,
you
you got to
clearly
rebrand higher.
want to stay with your incestuous leadership. So maybe you should try something else. Maybe just
I think
rebrand the
that
whole company.
honestly, I think that's the best governance advice you're going to get
Thank you.
from the Business Pants podcast.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh because I don't like. I don't. I mean, I don't want there to be plane crashes. I don't
There
want it to be
actually,
Boeing. Yeah.
in all seriousness, there is a harrowing video
All right.
that was on a security camera of the plane going straight down.
Oh.
It is not.
No.
It's
But
not happy
no.
they
times.
put that on the news. That's not good.
No, I mean, like somebody found it. And it is
Oh.
terrifying. It's not
Ugh.
good news. But I can't
Ugh.
imagine I can't imagine if Boeing is the same group of people over and over and over again who make decisions, how accountability, if it was Boeing at all, we're just going to keep looking to them because it just keeps happening.
Okay. Speaking of keep happening, Disney stays hot. Everybody.
Yeah.
There's a Blockbuster report. Blockbuster maybe in our world only. Report from CNBC today. Here's the headline: Extremely awkward. Bob Chapek and Bob Iger had a falling out. They rarely talk, and the rift looms over Disney's future. For us, this is gold. This is clickbait gold for us. Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt.
it
It
is.
looked like you're about to ask a question, Matt.
I am going to ask you a question because,
Yeah.
like, how can the rift loom over Disney's future if supposedly
Yeah.
Iger's out?
Well, that's a good question, actually. I mean, I guess the idea is that they're not going to get his influence anymore.
Did Damien just die? Did we lose Damien?
Yeah,
Or am I by
I
myself?
think that was Damien this time, not me.
Wow. All right. At least if we're gonna have
that's
technical problems on a
tragic.
live stream. He'll come
How do
back
people-
eventually.
He will come back eventually.
I think he's still talking. He's just talking is what he's doing. He's talking to himself.
Oh,
Poor guy, talking to no
I-
one.
bad.
there he is. Back again.
Am I allowed to
Oh,
coming back.
hey.
And that didn't happen.
He's doing his
You
very-
disappeared. You just froze.
Okay, it's probably Disney.
That was censoring you. Oh, he froze again.
Oh,
Did he?
oh no.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to edit.
It is.
Hi,
Look,
Pooch.
I'm gonna do the story really quickly. Apparently, and he's gonna come back and be annoyed, and he's gonna do it again. But apparently, Bob Iger and Bald Bob Chapek, they fell apart. April 12th, 2020 was the day they fell apart. The New York Times actually reported that Iger wasn't going to. Are you back for good now, Damien?
I don't know.
I just started the story.
It is windy in Maine, so maybe is that it?
Yeah, I think wind has a lot to
The
do with
problem.
the internet. Go ahead.
I'll try one more time, and if I leave again, carry on the show without me. Nobody needs me anyway. Am I gone? No, I'm here.
No, you're there.
Listen,
You're there. You're there.
I don't even know how to. Okay, let's just trace it. Let's just trace. Here's where the ending happened. The New York Times came out with a story in April 2022, a month after the start of the pandemic, and we talked about all this at the time, where Bob Iger said he wasn't going to turn Chapek to the wolves as brand new CEO while the world was falling apart. He told the New York Times he would stick around to help run the company. Right? He said, "quote A crisis of this magnitude and its impact on Disney would necessarily result in my actively helping Bob and the company contend with it, particularly since I ran the company for 15 years." That's what Iger said.
Wow.
That was
Solid
it.
Narcissism. Sorry.
That was the end of the relationship because Chapek was pissed, right?
Yeah.
He
As you would
didn't need the help, wasn't looking for a white knight. Realized like, oh, this idiot's coming back again. He can't actually retire. So yeah, that's what happened. And I guess that's they haven't been close since. And it's been, we speculated that Iger was secretly running the company. That's wrong. Chapek has been responsible for everything. So all the missteps have all been Chapek.
Whoa.
And let me here are a few of the things that have happened since Iger has officially left. There's been a dramatic reorganization of the company. The outing of actress Scarlett Johansson's salary following a dispute over her Marvel movie Black Widow. That was all Bob Chapek. Iger did not support that. It was Chapek who dropped the ball on the "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida.
All right,
in fact,
good.
Iger attacked that bill on Twitter weeks before Bob waffled on it. So
We called that.
Yeah.
We said he would have.
Other takeaways from the article: Chapek has a harder exterior, and at times, according to colleagues, struggles with emotional intelligence, and that's what everyone loved about Bob. About Iger. So so Chapek, he centralized Disney leadership. He centralized budget power under his right hand man, Kareem Daniel. This is what has happened since Iger left. Something about Kareem Daniel that's interesting is that he is black, which is an extreme rarity among the primary leaders of global media companies. In fact, Kareem Daniel is the first black senior executive ever to report directly to the Disney CEO in the history of that company.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's
Inclusive.
a feather in I guess in Bob Chapek's cap in a sense, but the other rumors going around is that nobody believes that Kareem Daniel is capable of handling this power. The other bit of news here is that Bob Chapek's contract is actually up at the end of February 2023. So let's see if he can actually weather the storm.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Iger, there's a board that's involved.
Yes.
Iger unilaterally decides that he's going to stick around because
Not uncommon. Yeah, not uncommon to stick around for a little bit.
where is everyone else? Like, it's not like a 2-person company. It's like there's actually like a 10-person board that oversees these kind of big strategic decisions.
Yeah.
Did anyone on that board sit Iger down and be like, Chapek's got it? Like, we hired him to be CEO because he's got it. You don't stick around.
There was a sense from the reporting that they wanted to stay out of the fight. The only thing they actually did was
good. All right. No.
the only thing they actually did is accelerated the timeline of Chapek joining the board. So
why? Why not step aside and let that happen and take no accountability for it? That makes sense.
I guess it goes back to your story about Boeing and incestuous boards. I think there's just too much love for Bob Iger, I suppose. And don't forget, another thing that we maybe should talk about more, and maybe these things will come out the more and more we get into our influencer score that we're developing here at Free Float Media, is that a lot of these big companies' boards are kind of filled with celebrity directors, right? I don't know that they actually represent like a working counterbalance to the management. I think they pull in a lot of big names, a lot of big stars. Yeah, to your point, Matt, I don't know that they were capable of representing that counterbalance. I don't know if that's what they're there for. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on at Disney. I guess I guess the question is what's next. I mean, is Bob's going to have to be consistently hitting on numbers to survive this because he's clearly not a cuddly Ken doll like Bob Iger.
If you're Chapek, though, you have to be annoyed that like Iger was CEO and chair for like years and years and years.
Mhm.
Then he's made CEO, and Susan Arnold is made
Yep.
chair of the board.
Mhm.
So they separated it for him. And Iger decides unilaterally to stick around because poor bald Bob can't do anything without the help of the White Knight.
Yeah.
And then
So
he
you're on
sticks around a
Chapek's
little
side.
too long.
You're on
Um,
Chapek's side.
Honestly,
You're
like,
a Chapek
what
guy.
is the point of succession planning if then you don't success the planning, right? Like, that is
Well,
the point. The
this has
point
been the
is you
joke.
make your choices,
Yeah.
you put them in a position to succeed, and now what actually this story does is say all of the failures
It's all
are
Bob
his
Chapek.
fault,
Yeah.
not Iger. The story is almost like a plant for Iger
Yeah,
to say,
I
like,
agree.
I told you I should have stuck around. It's the worst.
It
It's
is the
like
worst.
and what the story frames it around like Iger versus Bald Bob, but the real story is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other people whose jobs it is to choose the leadership of the company who effectively deferred.
But those were Iger's.
You guys did figure it out.
Those were Iger's people, though. I mean, those people have been along with the ride with Iger, love the beloved Iger, and I think they're saying part of the reason why Chapek aggressively centralized leadership under his command.
But isn't that a fundamental problem? Like, you have
I would say
Iger's
so.
people in there, and
I would
they're
say so.
fully like allowed to just like let it be a fight club in the back of the.
But it's
the
also
Quickie Mart.
Yeah, but it's also a problem. I think that they're letting Chapek kind of like get mad at Daddy and kind of reorganize just to suit his own ego. I think that's also a problem. I mean, it's too much of a seesaw, right? There's no happy medium here. I will say that Bob Iger is gone. He did officially leave the board in January. So we reported that he's at some avatar company.
Yeah, he's a genie.
Right. So he technically is gone. This is Bob Chapek's disaster. It's not a disaster, but he's it's been interesting that the negative PR has followed Bob around. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but that's yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Any other questions?
No, I don't.
I like the questions.
Nope.
Let me wrap up with this. And this is circling all the way back to the beginning of the show. 4 Disney employees were arrested in mass human trafficking sting. Authorities have arrested 108 people over the course of 6 days in where? Florida, of course. And you know what this operation was called?
I do.
Matt knows.
What?
Emma, you ready for this? This operation is called March Sadness 2. Does that mean that ours is the first? Like, is that what that means?
First. I think that's deferential to us, actually.
Yeah.
March Sadness
Why is
2 is deferential.
Why does everybody steal our shit? Is the real question.
Why do they steal our shit and not listen to our show? Our listener numbers just suggest that they're stealing without listening. I don't know how they're doing that.
Well, we should do some math though. Like, is that the right representation? What percentage of the employees, Disney employees, are there in general in Florida? Is it because this is 4% of the
80,000.
sting? So I wonder if this is the right. I wonder if this shouldn't be shocking. Is what I'm saying. It's
Based
4% of the sting.
Florida.
They probably
Okay.
got the name.
Yeah.
I think they got the name of the sting from the 4 employees when they interrogated them because they were listeners.
They were
what I
listening
like
to our
think.
show.
They are
Okay.
the ones who listen. That was
Yeah. Congratulations for listening to our horribly
Yes.
misshaped show today.
We actually have a listener question that we're going to deal with on Wednesday about SEC and climate
Woke Data
disclosure.
Wednesday.
We're going to do that Woke Data
Yeah.
Wednesday. That was Damian Rollis and Emma Lurking. That was Damian Rollis like 4 times, signing in and signing out and signing in and
Doesn't feel
signing out.
good.
I was Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float Media. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully a quicker show than this one. We'll talk to you then.